Here we are. Episode 1, interview 1. PlaylandPicks, positive music reviews and promotion. Here we go. This is a big one. I can't believe I got him on the show. He's a big artist in my community, y'all. Everyone already knows him. So what's left to say? I'm lucky to get him in here. We're talking about his newest project. My guest, a great friend, Kevin Valentine. Dramatic chair turn.
Hello. I felt like an evil villain or something. I should have a cat. I don't have a cat, and I'm also not an evil villain, just to clarify.
So happy to have him on.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
We
How's it going?
Very good. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
We spoke the other night. We were talking about, some music production stuff, and I kind of came to the thought of we got to get the interview going.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really glad it worked out. Because it seems like you're getting going with what you're doing, and I have some things to share about. So I'm glad that we could coordinate.
Well, I was just saying to you before the video started recording that I'm definitely nervous. I want to go well, but at the end of the day,
Sure.
Kevin Valentine, my guest, we're here to honor him and his craft. Where do we begin? Musician,
I don't even know.
producer, vocalist. I mean, it doesn't end.
Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot. I'm a performer. I'm a recording artist. I do audio engineering. I write poetry and prose. I also do branding and marketing strategy and business strategy. So yeah, I work with a lot of people. I also have a day job on top of all of that. So it's yeah, don't have I don't have all my eggs in one basket, and it's fun to have a lot of variety.
Well, I think you're doing an awesome job. I've been listening to you as a friend, and we played together in a band one day, and
Yeah, yeah.
so I think a lot of people watching might have, heard music from you in the past. The one question here is just in general, how long have you been a musician?
Oh man, it started when I was really young. I've been playing piano for about 25 years, and I've been singing for even longer than that. I started writing when I was in junior high and playing guitar when I was in junior high, and I started producing when I was in high school. So I've been doing all of those things for at least a decade and a half. So
And
I've been in it.
right, and I know you, as what what do you if you had to pick one thing, what would you say you are first and foremost? Okay.
A Oh man, that's a really hard question to answer because I do so many things. But I suppose there's sort of like an underlying uh, creativity to everything that I do. So perhaps I could say I'm a professional creative. Um,
Uh, I I remember I remember hearing that you were producing on Logic Pro, and that to me, as a younger person, was very exciting. Is that
yeah.
that kind of what you got started on, or?
So yeah, that's actually still my main digital audio workstation that I use when I make music. I've worked with a few other kinds of digital audio workstations, which is what the software program is called for those who might not be music producers or audio engineering minded. Um, and I've worked with Ableton, Pro Tools, um, a couple of other that aren't coming to mind, but I've mostly been doing Logic Pro for at least 15 years. I started off reading the user manual of the entire software, so I learned how to use it really deeply really early on, and that
I,
helped put me forward when it came to making various productions for myself, for other people.
it always seemed like quality of production was really high with you.
Yeah, yeah. I've always sort of been obsessed about um, like the details regarding making things sound good, and there's a lot that goes into creating a record. And I dove into that world in high school. I went to some music camps that helped me get my feet wet. I recorded in a couple of multi-million-dollar studios at that time. So, yeah, it was fun to just dive really deep into that world early on, and yeah, it helps me continue to make music to this day.
I, I, that always stuck out to me. I mean, you were the first person I had ever heard of who was serious, really serious about
Yeah,
production.
yeah.
I'll ask you this. I know the answer, but the viewers might not. Um, are there any producers that you would say are your favorites?
Oh man, there's definitely a few that come to mind. The One of the artists who I especially admire, and I listened to him really early on, especially in high school, is Dead Mouse. His productions especially are just, they're really simple and minimal, but a lot of the sounds that he makes are just gorgeous. And I think the something about feeling or um, listening to something that sounds beautiful, that really stuck with me early on, and it's something that I try to bring into almost every piece that I write.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's awesome.
and then there are some other producers as well that I really admire. I could probably just make a list of, like, let's see, Zed, uh, Timbaland, who produced for Justin Timberlake, who's an artist that I really enjoyed in high school, especially. Um, oh man, the list goes on. There's just so many who are incredible, and just listening to their music helps kind of broaden your mind and makes you realize what all is possible.
Uh, yeah, kind of thinking back, I've got a question here of what has has your musical journey been like, and
Uh huh.
whole, and even within maybe the last few years.
Well, so I left my hometown when I graduated high school, and I moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where I was off and on for about 4 or 5 years. I went to school there. I got an associate's degree in audio engineering. I was at a university in Nashville, Tennessee for singing. And I also studied a little bit of piano and production there as well. I actually ended up dropping out of that university a couple of times, so I went back and then dropped out again. And yeah, I have no regrets about those decisions. And it was actually a really big part of my musical journey because at the time when I dropped out, I uh, this was around 2014 when I released my debut album, Chaotic Beautiful, and I thought that that record and really diving into my artistry would kind of put me forward in a way where I would find almost immediate success. Um, and I learned a lot during that period because, things don't always work out how you want them to. And there's a beauty in that because they're like being humbled and learning that you aren't as cool or amazing as you might think you are is really useful. Um, and and that's definitely something that I learned at the time. And I've, of course, um, since that time, I've grown in many, many ways. I have worked in so many different places. I've been like a yoga instructor, a server, a cashier. I'm currently a fulfillment associate where I gather online orders at a uh, certain store that many people probably know about. Um, and and I've met so many different people, and I've I've just been in so many different places, and being in those many places, like there's a lot of little lessons embedded in every moment that you move through. And so I've been really grateful for just every step of the journey since then. And yeah, after 2014, I waited probably 4 years until I released my next album called Low in 2019, which
Not
uh,
me. No, all right.
you're looking at me. Okay, and the reason is because I actually took the album off, and it's
No,
not on any streaming platforms. And I'm working on a re-release for that album, in addition to working toward releasing the huge discography of music that I'm sitting on that I've been producing just kind of in uh, over the last 10 years. So I have a lot of songs that are going to see the light of day within the year.
is that an exclusive? Are we the
Yes.
first ones hearing this?
Yeah, you're the first ones hearing this.
Gotta be subscribed.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear that.
Playlands, Playlands.
You know what?
You
You're
heard it here first, folks.
I I I like the point that you were just making about, it's not even being naive, but being young and thinking, if I put, for anyone, I know what that's like, for anyone putting out music and thinking, if I just put it out, it's going the distance, top of the charts in a week. Because
Yeah.
it's good. Well, the reality is usually not like that. And so
Uh-huh.
what what advice would you give to your former self or somebody trying to crack the code at this point?
Keep at it. You're doing what you love, and that means something both to you and to whoever you reach. It doesn't matter what your audience is or how big your audience is. If you are really following something that you feel is your life purpose, that the meaning of that is extraordinary, and it's going to put you forward no matter what.
Great advice. And Kevin Valentine, you heard it here first. Well,
Yeah.
I think this is some kind of good background into who you are as an artist.
Uh-huh.
You talking about the album Low is exciting to me because I remember listening to it and thinking, even recently, thinking, wow, this is really great. Um, so where are we now? Where's Kevin Valentine now? I hear there's a Kickstarter. I got to hear
Yes.
what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's really what I'm up to, is on top of running a freelance side hustle and having a day job, I'm also running a series of Kickstarters to promote my professional creative work. And the first of this series uh, just finished a few days ago, or last week sometime. And that Kickstarter was called Intro to Seven Pence, and there are 6 more 30-day campaigns that will follow this initial campaign that was run just this last month over the course of this next year. So I've really got a lot coming up,
Uh,
and yeah, with this Kickstarter, I have decided to share a song and a set of poetry, and the other Kickstarters are going to be very similar.
um, well, first off, I have to tell the viewers you gotta check it out and you gotta join. I joined, so you're hearing it from someone involved. So
Yeah, yeah,
with
which I am really thankful for. I'm glad that you pledged to the Kickstarter. You'll be getting the rewards that for the pledge tier that you pledged to.
well, a lot of people are on it. I mean, so it's getting a lot of momentum. What were you saying? And I think we may even have another exclusive in a few minutes here. What is the song name?
Oh, for okay, so one of the rewards of this first Kickstarter that I ran is a single that I've produced and recorded, and will release in good time. And the name for this song is called A Flame.
Is that an exclusive?
Yes.
All I'm doing is
Yeah,
asking.
you're hearing it here. Well, I have told the people who pledged to the first Kickstarter. So they got a little bit of an exclusive, but since this is going to be on a public forum, uh, yeah, I guess
Well,
the news is out.
a flame. What's kind of is it akin to other music you've made, or is it a little different, or what's the style?
Yeah, it's kind of it's in a similar vein as the album that I put out in 2019 called Low. It's got Low is very electro pop. It pulls from EDM, it pulls a little bit from hip hop, it pulls from pop genres. Um, but this single is a lot more positive and ethereal than the songs that were a part of the album Low, which is up on YouTube, but it's not on Spotify. Um, that album in particular kind of goes to some darker places because I really wanted to sit with um, really just a lot of uh, almost yeah, there were just a lot of, like, darker emotions that I could sense that a lot of people were going through at that time that I wanted to kind of intertwine into my music, but this song is just it's vibrant, there's a gentle feel to it, but it also has this kind of, um, this energetic, dancey feel to it at the same time, so it's kind of like this very tranquil electro pop beat.
That seems so in your wheelhouse. That seems so up your alley.
Yeah, yeah.
I I think of your music as so. I think of it all in some ways as uplifting with dance elements.
Mm,
What would you describe
mhm.
Kevin Valentine as?
Yeah, especially with my album Low and a lot of the music that I haven't released yet, and this Kickstarter series is working toward releasing those. A lot of these songs are have sort of a common theme of finding hope amidst possible darkness, and then also reaching towards something maybe that you don't even know what you're reaching toward, but so there's kind of like a mysterious feeling of inspiration, I think, that I put into my music, and put into my productions in some way. So there's a lot of space there. I tend toward minimalism. um, so really what that means is I challenge myself in my production to put the least amount of something that needs to be there in the song. So I'm kind of always wrestling with that, and am trying to find something within myself, especially when I am singing or writing lyrics over my songs, to, like, I guess, find a light with what I'm saying, and then to share that, of course, is the eventual goal.
I think it's good to note that within minimalism, some people may say, well, it's minimalist, but that they might think, well, that just means simple. But I think with you, it's like the details are so meticulously crafted that minimalism
Mhm.
really works.
Yeah, yeah, totally. It's every detail matters, and my my music isn't actually minimalist. It's more like my aim is to be minimal. So there is more detail than artists who are like perhaps who could actually call themselves minimal, but it's more like an aspiration to challenge myself to uh, keep the space. so to speak, in my production for someone else to be able to like put themselves into the lyrics that I'm saying, or to put their own emotions into uh, my music. So it's kind of, it's almost like I try to create the space for us to dance as listener and creator. Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit more about the Kickstarter. Then I think we're gonna demo music. Then we got three.
Yeah.
Since this is the first Playland Picks interview, we got three. We're calling it Playland Picks Big Three. You're gonna have to face three questions at the end.
Oh, okay. Rapid fire, or is it like, are they challenging? Am I gonna have to sit
Not
with it?
challenging,
Oh, okay.
but just branding it that way.
All
So,
right. Okay. Okay.
with the Kickstarter, so is
Hmm.
Seven Pence the whole 7-part series?
Yeah. So Seven Pence is the name for the whole series. I The first Kickstarter I ran was called Intro to Seven Pence, and that's just because I wanted to run something that just introduced the whole series. So hence Intro to Seven Pence. The other six campaigns have different titles and different branding in terms of the imagery that you're going to see on my social media and on the Kickstarter page. And the art that I share with each Kickstarter is going to be sort of closely related in vibe to the branding of that particular Kickstarter. So the next Kickstarter that we're running is called Hexa, and that's going to be running in January. It's got kind of a lo-fi wintry vibe. And I'll start to share more about that when we're getting close to launching that. Um, the thing about this series, Seven Pence, is that it's going to grow in ambition. Not only that, but the entire series is actually unprecedented for the website Kickstarter, or at least as far as I know. um, and the reason it's unprecedented is because some of the final campaigns of this series are extremely ambitious in terms of the set campaign goal that the campaign is going to be asking for. So I don't know if you're familiar, or if I might be speaking to anyone who's listening here with the platform Kickstarter. It is a crowdfunding website that it almost operates like a shop. It's not a charity crowdfunding website like GoFundMe, or there's a few others. Kickstarter is specifically for entrepreneurs, inventors, and creatives. So people go to this platform because they have something to share and to offer. And so someone creates a campaign on Kickstarter, and then they offer something with that campaign that people can pledge to. And so if someone sees a Kickstarter that they resonate with, they might give to a $10 pledge tier or a $100 pledge tier. And then whatever it is that they pledge, there's often rewards for that specific pledge tier that they will receive once the Kickstarter goes through. And that's what I'm doing with each of these Kickstarters in this 7-part series. I'm offering something, and we started off with the $1 set campaign goal. Intro to Seven Pence was only $1, and then the next one is $10 and $100 and so forth. So yeah, it does get to very ambitious territory. And the thing about how Kickstarter works is that it's an all or nothing platform. So when you have a $1 set goal, if you reach that $1, the person who created the campaign has to share whatever it is that they were offering for that campaign. And the reason for that is to protect everybody. Like, let's say you have a $10,000 set goal and you only make it to $5,000, then no one gets charged, and the creator doesn't have to end up creating what it is that they said they would because they didn't get the money for it. So it kind of protects everybody involved.
So, so having reached the goal for Intro to Seven Pence, we have a
Mhm.
name, and I believe there's another part to it.
Yeah, so there's a flame and there's also a set of poetry. Um, and that set of poetry is called To Touch a Sky or To
Okay.
Touch the Sky. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been working with that the last week or so, and yeah, there's a little bit of randomness in these poems. Um but I also try to speak to whatever inspiration is, and also whatever is inspiring at me at the moment. So really, it's just kind of a collection of my random thoughts, and yeah, we'll see how it ends up when it's all put together.
Sounds
I'm hoping to have these released by the end of the year, if not sooner.
Let's demo a song.
Okay, yeah,
Zoom.
let's do it.
I don't have Zoom Premium. I don't want this to run out of time. 1 second. We're gonna have a quick here. We're gonna restart the call and we're gonna demo.
Okay,
Here. All right.
all right,
We're back at it. Sorry about the delay.
back to
Uh,
it. Oh, good.
we're doing a little demo.
Yeah, yeah, I'm about to show you the single from Kickstarter Intro to Seven Pence called A Flame.
Can
So I'm
I ask,
gonna, yeah, go ahead.
is this exclusive?
This is well, I've shown a few people in my personal life, but
Ooh,
this is not something that I've shared with on anywhere else.
here
This
we
is
go.
going to be released eventually to all streaming platforms. At first, it's going to be shared with those who pledged to the first Kickstarter. They get early exclusive access, and that is going to apply to every other Kickstarter that is following this over the course of the next year. So, any songs that I release with those future projects will be shared exclusively with those who participate in the Kickstarters before they eventually get released publicly. So, that's going to happen with this song, and you are getting the exclusive here.
Let's hear it.
Let me know if you need a more volume or less volume.
Sundown, we're keeping our ground. When I move it, turn you upside down. And it's over, there's no frowns. Got you in my calendar. Ooh, you're tasting like an oasis. I wanna know you on a long-term basis. I know I'll never change this. Let's reframe, since there's no game. Just play while we wait and wait and wait. Light a flame, a flame. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pillow fight. I've got the best sight. I wake to the taste of the sunrise. Your lips are made of divine light, and I'm like, I can't describe it. Maybe I'm the wild wolf. Maybe we're the red hood. Lately I've been able to know what's best is better than what's good. Tell me what's good. Tell me what's good.
A flame, Kevin Valentine.
A flame. Welcome to a flame.
Heard for the first time on the internet. Thank you very much for sharing.
You're very welcome. This
Uh,
is
I, I I think wrapping up here, we've been going over time. I got a few questions for you.
sure.
We cheated because we went on a break. I got to tell the audience. I got to be honest. We got a question in the side door here. Broke the rules of interviewing. Kevin, I think I'm supposed to ask you, would you ever sign to a major label?
Um, at the moment, I think the answer is not anytime before Seven Pence is running. So over the course of the next year, regardless of how these Kickstarters go, or perhaps regardless of who the songs that I share reach, I am not intending to sign uh, to any label, but I might start my own label. Um, yeah, I think I just don't want to. Um, I don't want to get distracted. At least before this series of Kickstarters is finished.
Well, you're in trouble now.
Uh oh. Why is that?
PlaylandPicks Gauntlet.
Uh
We got
oh.
3 questions.
Okay, shoot. What you got?
Who was your first favorite artist?
My first favorite artist. Oh man. I'm trying to think of well, there was a the first MP3 player I had an album that was like 80s hits, and there were a few records on there um, that
What are
were
you thinking?
really good. "Kissed by a Rose" by Seal. That
Wow.
one really struck me. There was a song that I had on my MP3. It wasn't on the 80s album, but that I remember sitting there and being like, "Whoa, I feel something right now." And that was a song by the Dixie Chicks, something soldier, young soldier, or um, essentially it's like a couple. Or it's like a young lady's boyfriend goes off to war or something, and it's sad, but I felt the emotions when listening to that one.
Number 2. What's your favorite concert of all time?
Concert of all time. I don't know about concert, but festival. I went to Bonnaroo, and that really opened my mind to what artistry really can be, and what like how musicians tour and play, and also the huge variety of people that are there, kinds of people that are there. Um, I saw Alabama Shakes there. I saw Kendrick Lamar, Dead Mouse. Yeah, a few other.
Real, we gotta shout out Brittany Howard, Alabama.
Uh,
Are
yeah, absolutely
you are
incredible.
you human? She is truly something else. Her talent shocks me.
Yeah, that I mean, every song that they play is filled with intentional moments. Every instrument is played where even the drums and the percussion is like it's so intentionally placed and feels so good when you listen to it.
Question 3. This is a 3-part, but you gotta rapid fire these, just whatever you think.
Okay.
Favorite song you've heard this month, and favorite song you've heard this year.
What was the first one?
Favorite song you've heard this week, or you're listening.
Oh, favorite song I heard this week. Haywire. I don't remember which one it was, but he's a he's sort of an EDM producer. He's also a piano player, so he puts a lot of really cool textures into his music, and his chord progressions are dope. There's a lot of layers to it. Yeah, very tasteful. The What is a favorite song I've heard this month? Um, Gosh, pressure's on, and then it's a year. Oh, okay, a month. Wow, favorite song a month. Um,
You're the first one to get these questions here.
okay, probably again, I don't know any specific song names, but my girlfriend listens to some smooth jazz. And yeah, it feels good. I never really expected to be listening to smooth jazz. But that's what's great about hanging out with other people with different music tastes, is that you get exposed to something you wouldn't have searched for yourself. And then favorite song of the past year, probably A Flame.
You heard it
No.
here.
No. I'll think of an actual song.
I'm thinking of Flames, an actual song. I
Oh
listened to
yeah.
it.
I mean, you're right. It's true. I feel like it might be a little bit of a cop out to choose my own song, not to mention like maybe a little bit like toot my own horn here. It's probably going to be something that I have heard recently because it's like on my mind. Um, Something. Oh, there's a really funky song. Um, I'd heard it before this past year, but it was. I've got it on my Spotify playlist. It, if I can find it here. Um, yeah, I really, really enjoyed kind of getting into it. Um, it goes like, "Nobody move, but there's blood on the floor." Do you know what song
Oh,
that
that,
is? Oh, I can't find my heart.
wait,
And nobody move.
comment below what song that
I'll just
that.
keep singing, and then you. And I can't find
Oh,
my heart.
oh,
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm
oh.
coming close to it.
Comment below. I know. Oh man.
Um, Gosh, I'm
Um,
coming close to it.
um,
It might not be on this one. Shoot, I can't find it.
Wait.
Well, if you know the song,
Yeah, comment
like
below.
if you're listening to this and you know the song, what's the song? Because you know it. Oh, it's on a different playlist. That's why. I know what it is.
Yeah, that's messing with me.
But you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yes.
Like you know that song? It's funky. It's fat. It slaps your ass, and it slaps your girlfriend's ass. That's how you want it to be, like funk. You know, your face makes it look like you don't agree with me, and it's okay. You're welcome to be wrong.
I can't remember that song.
Oh, it's called. I found it. "Them Changes" by
Oh,
Thundercat. Yeah,
what's it
that's
called?
yeah, it's good. It's definitely beyond a year, but it's a good song.
He uploaded a sped up version of that this year.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Yeah, that's a big thing on TikTok.
that's the deal.
Is the fast songs. They like double it.
Well, here we are. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
You too.
Hang up yet because we're going to do some behind the scenes for specific viewers. But officially, this is the end of the show. Kevin Valentine, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
You too, Alex. Thanks for having me.
A flame, you heard it here tonight, and you got to join Kevin's 7 pence Kickstarter.
Yeah, the next one starts in January. The first one has already concluded, so your next shot's gonna be to help me make 2 songs and a set of poetry instead of just one song.
Thanks so much for coming on, and
Of course.
really appreciate it.
Of course. I'll see you around.
Okay, wait. So don't hang up. Don't hang up. Don't hang up.
And scene.
We're back. Wait. So
We're back. We're back. Wait, are we back like with
we're back still recording. I'm talking overtime. I got a few questions that are going to be top tier members only.
Oh, exclusive. Is this for the Kickstarter folks?
We'll see.
Okay.
This is for who needs to see it because I've got a few questions I want to ask you personally.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you want to know?
As a musician, I've got a few questions.
Okay.
Because I think it's good when interviewing a musician to kind of think, someone like you who's been in the game for a while. I think worth asking, kind of realistically, what struggles have you had as a musician?
As a musician?
As a musician, and I'll also ask, what are some high points you've had?
Yeah, well, struggles, this is something probably most artists have experienced, is like paying your bills and being able to afford to eat at all. There have been plenty of moments in my life where I had to go without, so to speak. And yeah, that's just a part of it. You got to pay your dues. It's a tricky thing aligning yourself with your creative work because you might see possibility and success in what you are working on and developing, but you might not be experiencing that in that immediate moment. And so sometimes it takes a while for things to build or for things to grow. And sometimes circumstance just kind of makes it so that you struggle a little bit.
I heard someone recently say time takes time, and that's a tough.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
lesson.
that's good. What was the other question?
What's a high point you've had?
Oh, high point. Oh, many, many incredible, extraordinary moments. I mean, being in the center of a creative storm where you make something beautiful or that just like that is good feels really, really good. Um, but other than that, like I think what might even be better than that is the moment where you share your music and you connect with someone in a really deep way. That is incredible. And I've experienced that the most with my folk music project called Okris. And I have one of the Kickstarters of this 7-part series that I'm running is going to be focusing solely on my folk project. Um, it's just in a class of its own when it comes to intimacy. It's like very tranquil and meditative, and there's been moments where like I've been performing at kind of a small show that I've put on, and someone will just like cry a really deep, cathartic, healing cry. And or I've worked with people individually where I'm just sort of like pouring my music, performing it right in front of them, and it's this like really it's this one-to-one experience, and um that's something that I'll probably only ever offer with my folk music because um it kind of caters itself to that. But that's been a huge high for me, is the both that deep connection that you can feel with someone, and also like the profound amount of healing that you can experience in your own creative process.
It's a great way to put it. So much music then.
Yeah, there's so much to music. Like people come to it in for different things, and like that's kind of like part of that is like the genre of music is, some people go somewhere to dance and that feels a certain way, and then some people need to heal, and there's other kinds of music for that, and then yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
Well, that's going to be it for real this time, Kevin Valentine.
Okay.
Flesh, thank
Well,
you for coming on.
yeah, of course, of course.
We'll have to get you on another time as the project heats up. But for now, check out Kickstarter, Kevin Valentine, 7-part series. In stores now.
And
hey, PlaylandPicks here. I'm just finishing up editing the new interview with Kevin Valentine. I just wanted to say at the end here, thank you very much to Kevin for coming on. Coming on to a show where he's the first interview was super cool of him to agree to, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like that, subscribe. I got more interviews, more exclusives coming right up shortly. I'm going to be reviewing some more songs and have a lot of videos to come. That's all I know. Thank you again for Kevin Valentine coming on the show. Check out his Kickstarter series 7 Vents. Have a great day.